making this bonus video with my cat Calandra here on starseeds and what that means and whether you are a starseed and where else you could possibly be from if you weren't. Okay, so this is my understanding based on my channeling of others that I've come across, of course. Other people are bringing through amazing information out there. All right, Calandra's settling down now. So, to me, what being a star seed means is that a person's origins are somewhere other than planet Earth. And so my belief is that we are all star seeds because there never has been a fifth, sixth, or seventh dimensional Earth. Okay? We're in the process of moving to the fifth dimensional Earth. But the fifth dimensional Earth didn't exist in our linear past for us to descend through. Neither did a sixth or seventh dimensional Earth. So the way that this process of descension and ascension works is we came from source energy, dimension. Seeing source as a dimension just helps to make sense of all this. And then we individuated from source and became 12th dimensional beings. Now, as 12th dimensional beings, we were all parts of a collective or multiple collectives. You can't just be individual. Even Yeshua, Archangel Michael, these are beings that we consider to be singular in the way that we look at them a lot of times because Yeshua incarnated into the body of the one known as Jesus. Archangel Michael's often pictured as a singular male being with wings and a sword. But Archangel Michael is a collective consciousness. Okay, so we all descended from source, which we'll just call that 13th dimension, into the 12th. This is the way that my guides, beings I channel, break it down. Some people talk about densities. To me, it's like what you're focusing on. When we focus on dimension, we're focusing on frequency. When it's density, then you're talking about states of energy, or the way the energy is either light or dense in its makeup. So we're talking about dimension here, and you had to descend from 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 transitory dimension, just like 4 is the one we're in now. And so then you become 7th dimensional. So as a 7th dimensional being, you have to align with a certain star system that exists or existed and continues to exist in our galaxy. Because we're all having a journey, not only dimensionally, but in this galaxy that brought us to this planet at this time in this dimension. So you had to come through the 7th dimension where you had major star systems: Lyra, Sirius, Pleiades, Orion, Arcturus, Andromeda, Antares, Cassiopeia. There may be others I'm not aware of, but those are the major ones as far as I know in the 7th dimension. So when people talk about being a star seed, they're talking about where they came from originally. Now, there's another way of looking at this, which is your star seed or your star system that you align with more than any other, the one that you were in right before you came to Earth? Now, chances are those aren't the same, the one you originated in. So let's say it was Lyra. A lot of people originated in Lyra. A soul and an oversoul crave experience. So for that person, for that being, let's say, to stay in the Lyran star system from 7654 and then come to Earth, third dimensional Earth, would not give that soul and that oversoul as much experience as going to the Pleiadian system and the Orion system and all these other systems for experiences that you can only have in those star systems, and then coming to Earth to bring it all together, which is what we're doing now. Another way of, so you can look at your origin as where you first incarnated in the seventh dimension, first opportunity to take physical form. Or you can look at it as, well, this is where I came from right before Earth. And if you have a really strong knowing that you came from the Pleiadian star system before coming to Earth, I'd say that's just as valid as having originated in the Pleiadian system and done so millions or billions or trillions of years ago in the seventh dimension. Or you could say, well, I'm Arcturian because I resonate so much with Arcturian messages and beings. It feels like home to me. Well, that may be the case because you enjoyed Arcturus the most, that system. Whereas Orion, not many people want to claim Orion or Antares as their home systems because they've had a lot of rough experiences. Whether they know it or not, whether they know that there's an aversion there or not. So that's another way of looking at it. And then another way of looking at it is where you've incarnated the most. So let's say you had 1,250 lifetimes in the Cassiopean system. So then you might say, well, I'm a Cassiopean. That's my star seed. That's fine, and it's really up to us how we want to define this, because ultimately we're all children of the same one being, and we're all here to experience as much of that as possible. So that means we don't have to say, I'm Pleiadian and only Pleiadian. You might be feeling that connection to the Pleiadian star system because you're going through a phase in your life where you're focusing on healing. And the Pleiadians are great healers and known for their healing abilities and the modalities they've created. But 10 years from now, you might say, well, I'm really feeling like now I'm from Sirius. Well, that's because you've gone even deeper into your exploration of yourself as a being of service. And Sirius star system is all about how to be of service, what the different ways there are, and so on. So you don't have to choose. You don't have to stick with one all the time and say, I'm always resonating so much with Orion or Antares or Arcturus, because it might change. If you're going through a lot of conflict in your life, you might start to really resonate with the Orion system, because that's where the Orion Wars took place. So I don't see how a person other than Yeshua or Buddha or Kuan Yin or Saint Germain or one of the Ascended Masters, who I think very well could have just said from the 12th dimension, okay, I'm going to send a portion of my consciousness into a physical body on Earth and skip over all the dimensions and all the other star systems. I think that probably has happened in that handful of times and more that other beings I'm leaving out. And that's why they ascended instead of died, because they weren't really part of some sort of karmic death and rebirth cycle. It was more about just coming, doing what they came to do, and then ascending back up. So, are you a starseed? The answer is most certainly yes. And where are you from? Originally might not be as interesting as where your best lifetimes were, or where the most times you chose to incarnate is in the galaxy. So I hope that made sense and it resonated, and if it doesn't, that's okay too. Blessings to you. My name is Daniel Scranton. Please subscribe to this channel if you're just getting here for the first time, and have a great one.
Please like, subscribe, share,